Well, thank you, Madam Secretary. We will now proceed under the 5-minute rule for questions. I will begin by recognizing myself. Madam Secretary, between each decennial census, the U.S. population grows and changes. Therefore, effective and efficient government requires high quality and objective sources of information. How does the Census Bureau determine what questions will be included in the decennial census?
Thank you for the question. And we are gearing up for 2030, which is closer than you might think. I'm so proud to say that we have unbelievably high-quality data scientists, statisticians, economists at the census, and they are constantly in the process of using the best data science and statistics techniques to figure out how do you ask these questions to get the best information. Fundamentally, the census should have nothing to do with politics. It should just be about getting the data so we have the best objective picture possible of all the people who are in America and every information that we can gather about them and their needs.
Illegal immigration is out of control. There is a crisis at our southern border, and just like you need to be an American citizen to vote, I think that you should be an American citizen to be counted in the census. Just like voting, census data has a direct impact on our representation. If a locality knows they can receive greater representation in Congress and greater resources from the federal government, doesn't the current policy encourage that locality to flout illegal immigration laws to inflate its own census numbers? Would the Secretary like to comment?
Yeah, and respectfully, sir, I do not agree with that. The Constitution is crystal clear. Our job is to count all persons without regard to their immigration status. And as he said before, I'm very proud of the professionals who work at the census. And honestly, my job is not to inject my political views or the president's political views or anyone's political views into the way they do their job. Their job is to be nonpartisan, collect the best data possible, and count every person.
Given China's increasing dominance in various industries, including technology, I would hope the International Trade Administration is working towards a plan to prioritize national security concerns alongside efforts to promote U.S. exports and reduce the trade deficit with China. What measures is ITA taking to prevent the transfer of sensitive U.S. technology to China?
So thank you for the question. This is probably the thing I spend most of my time on, which is making sure we do everything we can to deny China our most sophisticated technology. So BIS, working with ITA, we try to have a robust program. I'm very proud to say that in my tenure, we've put more Chinese companies on the entity list than in under any other Commerce Secretary. Last year, we had more convictions of export control violations than ever before. And we're just constantly, I wake up every single day figuring out how we might tighten our controls to make sure that China cannot get access to our most sophisticated chips, AI, quantum, et cetera. The budget requests additional funding for BIS. It's been flat for 2 years, but licensing requests are going like this, the threat is going like this. The budget also requests money for ITA, so we can do outbound investment screening, make sure that U.S. money doesn't go to advance Chinese capability in these sensitive areas. So I'm out of time, I'll leave it at that, but I absolutely share the priority.
How will ITA ensure that U.S. businesses are not inadvertently supporting China's military ambitions or engaging in activities that could pose a threat to U.S. national security? What steps is ITA taking to strengthen its screening processes and ensure compliance with export controls?
So as I said, we are constantly looking. The thing here that we watch out for mostly is dual use, a technology that can be used in a commercial application, but also in the military. And so that's the hard work of what we do, trying to figure out what are commercially available technologies by U.S. companies that China doesn't have, but they want access to advance their military. And so it's a constant vigilance, like constantly interfacing with U.S. companies, constantly gathering data, and importantly, enforcing. You know, under my leadership, we have imposed the largest single civil penalty ever for a company, in this case Seagate, who went around our export controls. We've had more convictions last year than any year before. So it's a combination of changing the policy, working with companies, but also being really serious about enforcement.